Welcome back into the TnT podcast. I'm Ted,
I am Tim.
and we have a very special guest for you guys today, as we have our very dear friend Lauren.
Hi everyone. What's up?
Welcome to the party.
Thank
Yeah,
you. I'm excited.
All
Very
right.
nervous but excited.
We'll be good. We'll be good. Today we're going to be, as you can tell by the title, conspiracy theories. Now, obviously, these were very much popularized by Shane Dawson, which we
Love
got.
that man.
We got some that we're talking about that he has had in his videos before. But we're gonna get right into it. Ted, what you got for us?
all right. So first thing I got is 9/11, that's one of the biggest conspiracy theories of them all. Um, so basically, it starts off September 10th, 2001, where the guy took out I forgot his name, but he took out like an insurance plan on the building before the attacks happened.
Yeah, it was the owner of the buildings, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, and then they had these on the day of. Apparently, there's also a thing where there was explosives into the building on the day of as well. That's also another conspiracy theory that is also it's not as big, but it's like it's there. There's also conspiracy theories with that jet fuel can't melt steel beams. That was one of the big things on that as well. Um, George Bush knowing that when he saw the first plane in the World Trade Center, even though that was not on TV, the aftermath of that was on TV.
Yes.
Indeed.
You stopped to get like satisfaction from us. Yes.
So also there was another conspiracy theory with that as well. There with World Trade Center 7
Yeah.
of how there was one lady that said, I think it was like earlier the day before it collapsed, that it collapsed, but it didn't, and then 4 hours later it went down.
Yeah. People say that. She knew what was happening. Whatever.
Yeah, so it's one of the big ones. Um, but yeah, I mean that's pretty much that. I mean
Without going into
they
too much detail, I
yeah.
guess.
I mean, you just want to preface that these are all just theories. They're
Yeah.
not.
Yeah. 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 These are all
They're not.
theories. We don't necessarily agree with all of them. We just did a little research just to get a
It's a
couple
fun topic to
compiled.
talk about.
Yeah, and I mean, it's something interesting to talk about. Something that, for all we know, could be real, could be complete BS. There's
You never know.
never know.
Right.
So, Lauren, before we get to yours,
Yes.
how are you dealing with the whole coronavirus situation?
Man, I'm you know what, I'm hanging in because it's very stressful. Everything's obviously insane with everything that's going on.
We were saying we
Um,
haven't seen each other in a month.
yeah, I haven't seen you
Yeah.
guys in a hot minute and I'm very upset about it. Um, I've rarely left my house, which I'm losing my mind. Um, I mean, I'm getting cabin fever, or I have cabin fever, so every little thing is kind of getting to me at this point.
Sick of staring at the same walls.
I'm sick of staring at the four walls in my room, the same gray walls with all
Stare,
of my posters and pictures.
stare at your ceiling then.
You know what? I'll do that later. All right.
Just stare straight at the
Listen,
ceiling.
those are my
This is
activities for
interesting.
tomorrow. Okay, listen, you're ruining my plans. Come on,
What's on my list for tomorrow? One, stare at the
look at the
ceiling.
ceiling again. Listen, I've got a post-it note with all of my to-dos. That's the first one on there.
Look at the
Of
ceiling,
course.
absolutely.
I mean, I've got stickers on my ceiling, so I can look at those.
I have ceiling on my ceiling. Sorry.
Can't. Um, I mean, other besides being stuck in my house and being bombarded with college work.
Yeah, so
I've
how's online school going for you?
I mean, considering the fact that I've only got I'm in six classes, but there's only one class that I'm required to be online for. It's kind of stressful because since I missed a week of school prior to the coronavirus blowing up as big as it has, all of my professors are trying to cram in work with a week not being there.
Yeah,
So,
my school extended it a week.
I wish. But I've just been swarmed with papers and quizzes and projects and group projects, which I'm doing through various like group chats and like Zoom and everything like that. And I've like had no time like outside of school to like not even like socialize or like pick up like my old hobbies and such because like I've been like swarmed with literally papers like every other week. It's just a lot, but
Oh yeah, like I was saying, I'm behind on everything.
oh my god,
Especially still being at
Yeah,
work,
me
I
too.
am behind on everything.
I literally have 3 papers due next week, and have I started any of them? The answer is no.
Oh God,
It's
I'm
fine.
saying it's hard, especially it's a lot of self discipline, which I don't have. So now,
See,
I
yeah,
was at work for 12 hours yesterday, got home, fell asleep. Like
yeah,
it's hard to
yeah.
get schoolwork done.
Yeah, and I mean, some professors are very like chill about everything that's going on. Like I've got one professor, he like emails us like constantly. He's like, "I'm just checking in to make sure that you guys are okay and that you should not be stressing about anything going on because we're all in the same situation. It's all very weird what's going on. Like it's a first for everyone."
Yeah,
So
we're all
there's
taking
obviously
it
like
a
some
step at a
professors that
time.
are like very nice about everything, and
Most of
then
mine have
there's
been good too.
just like that one professor who's just an absolute worst person ever.
But overall, you're hanging in.
I'm hanging in. I'm okay.
Alrighty. So what do you got for us?
So, the conspiracy theory that I have found for you people um, is how if you have like an Apple product, like an Apple iPhone, an iPad, whatever you may have, it's that theory of like they're always like listening in on whatever you're like doing. So I know that for a lot of people, if they've got like the Hey Siri function onto their
Hey
phone,
Siri. Mm-hmm.
that's so creepy. But like, it's that theory that they're always listening because even if they just have to hear those 2 words, "Hey Siri," you have to be talking for like
And
everything to be
it
going
has to be
on.
listening in
Yeah, it
order to
has
hear
to be
those
listening.
keywords.
So like, it's always just kind of like creepy to like think that you could be like scrolling, having like an intimate conversation with someone, and your phone is listening and Apple's listening the entire time. It's really scary to think about. Like they do it with their live photos as well. So like if you go onto your camera and you take um like a picture and you've got the live photo thing like on selected on your phone, it like takes like 3 seconds prior of what you're recording of um it takes like 3 seconds like prior to what you're taking a picture of, and like you get the audio and like the visual of like what you're taking a picture of. It's very weird, but like it's also that's what a live photo is supposed to be.
I'm gonna test it out.
Okay.
I'm gonna test it out. Keep
So like
talking. I'm gonna test it out.
what I've seen many people do is that you count like 1, 2, 3, and like you take the picture when you hit say 3. So when you play back the live video, you hear yourself counting like 1, 2, 3, and then you get your photo.
Yeah.
Um, and along with that, there's it. This isn't necessarily a theory. This is just actually something Apple has implemented into
Yeah.
their
There you
phone
go.
software.
I just took a picture. As soon as I pressed it, I started waving. There's like a second where it's already recording.
Yep, it's insane.
So that's like if it does it for that, does it only do it when the camera's open? Does it
I mean,
always do it?
I feel like
Is Tim Cook
Apple.
looking at me right now? Probably
Yes,
not.
he is. Tim Cook is looking at Tim.
I mean,
Oh
same
shit!
name, same name. I mean, you gotta.
That's how it works, isn't it?
The Tim's Connect.
Yes,
Yeah, bro. We,
they connect on a different level rather
Tim
than the rest
minds
of
think
us.
alike. That
Oh
should
my
be on a
god.
T-shirt.
What's your first T-shirt idea?
Yeah.
All right, I'll keep that in mind. Another thing that I noticed with, I know that iPhone does it. I don't know if like Android or whatever other phone does it. They have this feature. It's not necessarily a conspiracy theory, but they have this feature where if you have like a Bluetooth headset, so like AirPods or like Beats or something hooked up to your phone, there's this application called Live Listen that you can hook your phone up to, where you have your headphones hooked up. You can leave your whatever device you have like in a separate room, and you can hear whatever conversation is going on around you. So like if you have like friends over and you've got your for some reason you've got your headphones hooked up while your friends are over and you leave your phone in the room and you walk away, you can listen in on whatever your friends are saying. So like you can listen if they're being toxic or not,
They gonna
or
be talking
if they're
crap
saying
about
something
me?
nice. You never know. You've got some decent friends
That's
that don't.
crazy though. That you can listen to people while you're in the other
It's
room.
insane. Like
Exactly. So
Yeah,
that's like, are they listening? Is the
not only,
government listening?
yeah, seriously.
exactly, exactly. Even with like the little camera on your phone, like that little mini camera, like right here, like the little face, the selfies thing. Like they could be looking through that or the
Well, that's another
um.
thing that you can talk about with the Face ID recognition. They have to be always seeing you for your face to unlock your phone.
Exactly.
So like they have to be like looking. Well, I think they did come out with like a claim that they say they don't watch you, they don't look at like what you're looking at and what you look like.
No,
But at
and I
the
mean,
same
for the
time,
most
it's
part,
still
I trust Apple because
yeah. Like I would have like that trust in them.
there was that years back, um, the shooting in San Bernardino
Yeah.
where they wouldn't open up the guy's phone for the government. Which, yeah, in that scenario, I would have said, yeah, open it. But then, you know, that sets up a future thing for Apple. What are they going to open everybody's phone? Are they going to open
Yeah.
any little thing that happens and the government whines? Are they going to do it? So that's where I think, I more or less trust Apple.
See, like I
Right.
trust Apple as well. Like, I have literally 99% of the products and like everything that I own is like Apple. Not Mrs. Apple's store, but at the same time, I've got a phone, I've got a laptop. So like I trust them enough
I've got many
to hope.
iPhones. I got a Mac.
Listen,
I
considering
got
the
a
fact
couple
Yeah.
I
iPads.
gave you like an iPhone and a half, but at the same time, it's just I have enough faith in the company
I got a
to
pencil.
Oh yeah, the
to
Apple
hope.
Pencil.
I actually, I
Oh
got
my
two
god,
Apple Pencils.
you have two? When'd you get another one?
Well, the one was for my old iPad,
Oh my
and then
god,
this one was for the iPad Pro, which I threw over here. iPad Pro.
there she is.
But it's definitely interesting saying like, like we already said, we trust Apple, but are they
You never
listening?
know
Are they
what's going
watching?
on like on their end of everything because you
No,
know what, they could just have us like conditioned to trust them because everything that's going on.
no, definitely. Um, all right, so mine, which I've thought about in the past, definitely, is the moon landing. Were humans actually on the moon?
The world we never know.
The world may never know. No, I did think about this in the past, and I did a lot of research, looking at all the different points they've made, like and all the pictures they take. Oh, you can't see any of the stars, you can't see this, you can't see that. I'll start with that. Like as far as debunking it, in most times, if I were to point my phone out the window, I can't see the stars.
Yeah, you have to have like a very like high tech like in-depth camera to even
Yeah,
like pick up. You have to have like a professional like Canon camera to like zoom up and like picture the stars
Right.
or anything that's going up there. Like even if you want to get like picture of the moon or the sun even during daylight, you need a decent enough camera to pick up all of, like the light and auditory
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
visuals.
All this, because I was probably in like middle school when I researched this, but that's a lot of things I was seeing is, oh, you can't see stars, this and that, or there's the picture of the U.S. flag and it looks like it's
Yeah,
waving in the wind.
but is there wind on Mars on the moon?
Yeah,
I
there's.
just said Mars.
I mean that's next. That's
That is
next.
next.
That'll be the next step. But then there's the one where they recorded all this at like Area 51. I've seen, like I'm looking at a picture now of them doing a mock-up of the moon as a training exercise Like, did they just shoot it like a Hollywood movie? Something like
And
that.
that's like one of the biggest theories that they have is that they shot it exactly like a movie. They just got someone in a suit and put a flag up and took their pictures.
Yeah, there's
Mm.
even the filmmaker Stanley Kubrick was
Yep.
even accused of producing the footage for the Apollo missions because of at the time the movie 2001: A Space Odyssey,
Yeah.
which you know I did used to think this, but then thinking about it because it in a way made sense. At the time, the whole space race with the Soviet Union, it would make sense to showcase this and be like, oh hey, look what we did, you know, for this sake, quote
To beat
unquote.
the Soviet Union.
Yeah, to beat not only beat the Soviet Union, but to try and bankrupt them.
That too.
You know, Cold War situation. I mean,
Yeah.
would have been a smart move per se, but
Right.
I don't necessarily believe it. You know, I would like to think yes, American astronauts did land on the moon.
See, the Good Samaritan in me wants to believe that as well. But at the same time, there's a lot of like evidence that could like persuade you hard enough to like believe that it was
Right.
fake, which sucks because I want to believe that we're that good. But
Well,
Right.
you know, the
you never,
question is,
Right.
yeah,
are we?
yeah,
Yeah.
Even
I
though
mean,
you know
going
nowadays they they've pictured all the landing sites. They've pictured the flags that are still planted on the
yeah,
moon.
right.
Go ahead, Ted.
I mean, going back to what you said about the camera thing, like that was from like 1969. So like
Exactly.
even, but like even that, like you can't tell. Like it's not the best type of camera you could see.
well, yeah. Technology
Now,
had advanced.
yeah. I mean, now would it make a difference? Oh, absolutely. I mean,
Oh
it
yeah.
depends on what
Mm-hmm.
camera they use. If they use like a precise one, it just depends on technology. And obviously, at the time, which was like 51, almost 51 years ago, they had the best technology they could find at the time.
And that also brings up for the future. Now with back then they really didn't have CGI.
No,
Nowadays with CGI, like you look at Star Wars,
Oh,
them flying in space looks pretty real.
yeah.
So in a few years when they say, "Oh hey, we're going to Mars,"
Can they just fake it?
could they just say, "Oh yeah, we're going to Mars. Let's launch a rocket into space"? Then they won't be able to tell.
Yep.
people signed up for that. Like 2025, there was like a whole like years ago when I saw this, there was people signing up to go to Mars in 2025.
Yeah, that will.
So
I'm
I don't know if that's
sure.
still existing or I remember seeing that a couple years ago.
I'm sure in the future we'll have some sort of colony on the moon, colony on Mars, and I'm sure there will be something like that where you can pay $2 million and you can come to the moon. Like I know SpaceX, I think they're trying to do a thing not where you land on the moon, but you just like circle around the moon,
Yeah.
and it's probably like $500,000 or something. I'm actually gonna look that up, but it's just interesting.
Be like Elon Musk when he sent a car up to space.
Yeah, you're gonna be
That guy,
driving a Tesla.
yeah, I
Send
love
me your
that guy.
Tesla. I'll be up in space.
Yo, I want a Tesla.
That's what you get
Oh.
for your Patreon people. Get me a Tesla.
If imagine,
Right.
but I don't know. I thought that was interesting, and like I said, it just sets a precedent for the future. Now with CGI, could they just send a rocket into space and say it's going to Mars, and then
It really doesn't.
go on a computer and make a video?
Yeah. That could also tie
Exactly.
back with like I don't want to like bring up the 9/11 conspiracy again because there was that theory that that plane never went through the second tower. Now it went through, but like you never saw it come out.
Yeah,
There was like a whole I watched a video on it and I think in one of my history classes actually where they you see the plane I think it was into the second tower. You see the plane like fizzle in to the tower and you never see anything that comes out. Like normally if like something goes in, you get like a reaction, you get like an explosion or just like something coming out of another end. But in this video, you don't see anything, you just start seeing the towers start collapsing. So like that can go hand in hand with that. Like, did they have that technology back then to like help provide like proof for that point, or did it actually happen?
Yeah, I feel like that would be a little hard to do, being
Yeah,
in New York City.
yeah,
Millions of eyes on two of the tallest buildings in the
true.
city.
Right.
But
Very possibility.
it's still, it could
Yeah.
be. I mean,
Possibility you can't rule out.
all right. Who's next? Who's got another?
Um,
So,
Ted.
so the second one that I had was for what's actually going on right now, as we talked about previously, which is with the coronavirus. And there's been some conspiracy theories along with that, as long as where it started, what the causes of it. Because there's two main ones that, excuse me, that been talked about. Number one is the Chinese biolab, which that is actually where it started, and um,
Then they just released it into the public, right?
yep, exactly. And they had this. From what my dad told me, that is that there was this international fair that they had, and that's where they had the food with like the bats and stuff like that, and people ate it, and then it spread around the world because they had that fair.
It's one thing about Ted. He'll make, he'll say something like, "Oh yeah, my dad's brother's sister's dog's cousin's
Cousin.
rat told me that this happened." Just like when coronavirus started going around, he goes, "Oh yes, someone
I
from my
heard from
gym
my
said their uncle's dog told me that there's one in our town."
I just
there
said
hadn't
what
been one
I
in
was.
our town until like a couple weeks later.
Yeah,
It's the truth.
like we said before, the possibility that it started in a Chinese biolab, for which they had the the virus in hand and could have possibly spread it through the bat, which the person ate. There's also been a conspiracy theory of how it started through 5G and the 5G towers.
That I saw. I was like,
That I also saw.
how would
I don't
a
know how
five
that's
G
possible.
tower cause coronavirus?
Sounds very
Britain,
strange.
people in Britain were burning those things down because of the possibility of that being the cause.
Uh, See,
But
like
it's
the biolab one, I could definitely
I can,
see.
yeah.
Freaking 5G now.
I don't think
like
it's
the
that.
5G thing is sort of out of left field. Like
It really is.
it's too far to think that that's how it started.
Yeah, no, I just don't see that one being viable. Not one bit.
No
Me
way,
as well.
no way.
Alrighty, Lauren, did you have another one? You started
Uh,
talking and then Ted talked over you like he usually does. At
Sorry.
I
Ted.
mean, I don't think I had another one. It was just everything about how Apple is always listening to us. That was really it. Um, I can
Got
think of
you.
another one.
Well, I know another one would be like aliens. As far as the Roswell crash. What was that? 50s, I think.
Yeah, I think it was the 50s.
And how the government, they covered it up, as they usually do. But that one I believe. I really, really do. I believe the aliens were here. The government was like, "Psych, bro, no, kaboom, shoot that bro down." Area
Kaboom.
51, lock it.
I mean, I can agree with that. I believe in aliens. I do believe that there's something up there or has been here, and that's what the government is trying to keep at Area 51 to not expose to the public. But
So I just
with
looked
the
up.
raids in September, we didn't get that
September
far.
20th.
Yeah, they didn't. The government didn't publicly acknowledge the existence of it until 2013
Yep.
of Area 51, even though it's been known. Whatever, how not millions years,
It's not been millions.
Nah, been,
since whatever 50s, and then there was Storm Area 51.
Of course,
Y'all remember
September
that?
20th. Yeah.
That's what you guys just did, didn't you?
Yeah, I kind of mentioned it.
I was in the middle of my own thought.
It's fine. I stole your thunder. I'm sorry.
But no, I definitely believe that it was 1955, by the way. Definitely believe that aliens are real. The government knows. You know, it's
Oh,
it's
I agree.
it's got to be a thing.
Oh,
It's seriously got to be.
Right.
I just want to know what's in Area 51 like that. I'm just like I just want to know.
Curiosity, man. The
Yeah.
whole thing of being curious of what really is in there is just the driving force
Well,
of
the
that.
United States Air Force says that it's an open training range and most likely supports the development and testing of experimental aircraft and weapons system. And they acquired the site in 1955. But you know, it
Aliens.
only took them almost 60 years to say, "Oh, hey, yeah, we do have this. It's a thing."
We should let them know now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's almost 60 years. You know, we can let the American public know.
Let them know for our 60-year anniversary.
Of course. What was that? 58. 58 years.
Yeah.
That's still a long time for the government to be like, "Oh no, this don't exist."
Yeah.
No doubt.
Alrighty, another one I just thought of would be the assassination of JFK.
Oh my god,
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't
I
even
I
just
think
just
of
thought
wrote
of
a
that.
that one.
paper on
That's
this. I
the
should have known this.
that's one of the biggest ones ever. That's one
Yeah.
of the biggest ones ever.
You know that the biggest part is that the CIA
Yeah.
truly did it, not the
There,
bro that they say did it.
Not the
there-
bro.
Ted's raising
also
his
the
hand.
also the second shooter. There possibly could have been a second shooter at the
Yeah.
I forgot what the place is called, but
The building. I know what you're talking about.
not the building, not
No,
where Lee Harvey Oswald was, but there was another place where he was at, but I don't know exactly where.
I can see the thought on your face.
I'm like, it's right there. It's like on the tip of my tongue. I just can't think. It's right there, but I just can't think of it.
You're so close. You can do it.
It's not gonna come to me. Once you say it, then it'll come to me. But
Um,
yeah, it's one of the biggest things ever, and there's been a whole thing about it. How the magic. I don't know if it's called the magic bullet or something
it was
else. How
something
the
like that, yeah.
yeah, where it traveled like through his shoulder and through someone else, and like bounced like all around. And then after that one was the headshot. That
Yeah.
basically just was yep.
Yeah, I see the HSCA, which is the United States House Select Committee on Assassinations.
Oh.
They concluded that a second gunman besides Oswald probably fired at Kennedy based on acoustic evidence, but that was later discredited.
Yeah.
But I definitely think there could definitely be another shooter. Which,
I mean, it's a great possibility because of the area where he was. There, I
yeah, it was
remember.
pretty open.
Yeah, it was a
Yeah,
very open area.
very
He was
open.
coming back from, I think, a like a. Oh God, what was he coming back from? He was coming. I forget.
Yeah, but I'm looking at now. Is there a speculation that Lee Harvey Oswald was a CIA agent
Yeah.
or had some relationship with the agency? But you know, the government was like, nah, he don't work for us. He never has, never will, because now he dead.
What? Yeah.
Jack Ruby did that. Jack Ruby
He
made
was
sure
like,
that
nah, he killed my president. Shh. Well, he didn't shank, he shot, but you know.
yeah.
Shanky shot.
I did a shank motion when he really did a kaboom moment.
Indeed.
But I don't know. It's
A very large
how many years
possibility.
later, and I'm sure we'll never truly know if it was, say, the government or it just really was what they said it was. That's just Lee
That's a
Harvey
lot of
Oswald
things with conspiracies.
said bam, and that's that.
Yeah.
Anybody have any other things to add? I'll take that as a no. So like we said at the beginning, these are all exactly that, theories. I know
Nothing's true. It's just
we did say whether or not we agreed with some, but like I said, they're exactly that, theories. We don't know if they're real. We don't know if they're fake. We're just putting them out there for discussion.
just a good conversation to
Just a
have
good conversation.
Of
at
course. Of course.
12:47 in the morning.
Of course, you know.
Of course.
But all right. Thank you guys for listening in. Thank you, Lauren, for joining us.
Thank you
Yes,
for
thank
having
you.
me. Thank
Of
you.
course.
I'm sure
I
you will be
appreciate
back
it.
in the future, 100%.
I hope. Don't
All
throw
right.
me out yet. I got some good stories. If you want to hear some stories about Tim and Ted, I've got them.
Oh,
I'll save that for a different
I've
episode.
got
Yeah.
plenty of stories.
Save those
yeah.
for a different episode.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for listening in, and we'll catch you next time.